Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel My Time My Teacher. Today in this video we will talk about Sociology class 11th, chapter number 4, Culture and Socialization. This is the fourth chapter of the book. Totally we have 5 chapters. This chapter is going to teach us two very important things of sociology. One is culture, another is socialization. First of all, we will talk about both the topics, about their definitions, then we will come on to the details. What is culture basically? The biggest question is, what is culture? So many sociologists have answered this question, or we can say they have given their definitions separately. Somebody calls it is a mixture of our livelihood, how we are living. Somebody says it is a mixture of customs, folkways, the language, the dresses, the jewelry. There are different things. But if overall we are mixing all together, then we find that culture is something which we are living in our life. For example, you can take the beliefs, the superstitions, our habits, expectations of the society, your language, the jewelry, the dresses that you wear, the customs, the festivals which you are celebrating, everything together becomes culture. The second word is socialization. Socialization is, it is the process of getting socialized with the society, with other members of society. That is also very important part of our life, because when we are living in the human society, we need to get socialized with others. Students, there is only one difference between animals and humans, and that is society, that is culture. The animals are also living, humans are also living. This is the only difference, that humans are following the culture, which is passing on from generation to generation, from one person to another. All are following that, but it does not happen in animals. When animals, they are taken together, or they are sold, or they are taken somewhere else, they forget the culture, because they don't have. They are never taught about to follow any particular culture. So let's start the chapter one by one. We will discuss all the things. You see, first of all, components of culture. I have written here what are the components of culture. Components means, the parts which are required. The culture, that is divided into two parts, non-material culture and material culture. Material, something which we can touch. Non-material, something which we cannot touch. Material comes like jewelry the people are wearing, the people are using the machines, the people are using the transportation, the people are using the trains, the planes. These all things are coming under material culture, because that is the thing which we can touch, that is made up of material, right? That is not so important, but the important is non-material culture which we cannot touch. Non-material culture, that is further divided into two parts, normative culture and cognitive culture. What is normative culture? Normative means norms. Something related with norms is called normative culture. What are the norms? See, there are two words. One is norm, another is value. Social norms, social values. I am going to tell you the difference before coming to these all norms. Social values are like, if you are seeing something, watching something elder than you, the older person, then you are supposed to wish the person, to respect him, to greet him. If you are not doing it, means you do not have social values. You are sitting on a seat in a bus or a train, and somebody elder, somebody required, needy person comes, it is your duty to respect the person, to leave the seat. That are called social values. Norms, social norms are the norms which are made only for special purpose. For example, you are having we are celebrating Diwali, then we are using diyas, the candles. That is only made for particular Diwali festival. Right? If you talk about Holi, we are playing with the colors. That is only associated with the festival of Holi. or if you are having any other celebration somewhere else in hotels or clubs, then sometimes, now this is a fashion nowadays, that the people, they are deciding the dress code for the function, for the celebration. The dress code that is decided for that particular one function only. When the dress code is decided for one particular function, that is the social norm. How we are doing it? For one function, not for all. But social values, they are for all, not for any particular function. They are the general rules which are made to be followed by all. Right? The normative cultures are again divided into three parts. The first is folkways, mores, and laws. See what sequence I have written is, this is number 1, number 2, number 3. Why I have given the numbers? See, folkways, number 1, that is the folkways are something which are very small kind of rules. Some language, some other kind of belief that the people have. If the people are not following folkways, there is no punishment given to the person. It does not happen. If the people, they are not following, it's okay. It goes on. Mores are tougher than folkways. That's why they have written at number 2. If the people are not following the mores, then there is no certain big punishment, but still the people realize that somebody has broken the laws, broken the rules. He is not following the rules of the society. At last we have laws. Laws are something which is to be followed, must be followed. If the laws are not followed, then the punishment is decided. The person will be punished. The punishment goes the least in folkways, then more in mores, then the most in laws. Like this, these all threes are followed by the society members. The second part of non-material culture is cognitive culture. Cognitive is something which we believe, the ideas, the beliefs in our mind. For example, we believe in supernatural powers, somebody believes and somebody does not. But that all comes under the category cognitive culture, because somebody believes in God, other does not. Somewhere we have gods under the peepal tree or very small temples. It is not sure that all the people are going to believe in that temples and the peepal tree, but still we have few people, those who are going to believe there. That is the cognitive culture, which is the beliefs. The people, those who believe or do not, that is the matter of consent, matter of belief, matter of mentality, matter of ideology. That is the content of cognitive culture, right? These are the components of culture which we have here. After this, now we are coming to the socialization. What is the process of socialization? The process of socialization has three major parts. Number 1, process of learning. Number 2, process of lifelong. Cultural transmission. Right? These are the three major processes of socialization, how the socialization takes place. The first one, process of learning. When a child takes birth, the child does not know anything about society, about socialization. The child starts learning about the society members, about the family members, about friends and relatives, and so on. That is called process of learning. Without learning process, socialization is not possible. The second one, process of lifelong. Socialization is the process which continues lifelong. There is no fixed age limit that socialization can be done up to that age limit only. It goes on till the person survives. After childhood, after the birth, the child becomes the society members of the family, then neighborhood, then school, then classroom, then colleges, then jobs, then another society, old age society, and so on. It continues throughout the life. The people get to know each other, one another, and slowly they become the member of new societies throughout the life. It does not go only for one particular age, right? That is regular and permanent. After this, the process of cultural transmission. What is the process of cultural transmission? Cultural transmission means the transfer of culture from one generation to another. Socialization is the process because of which we transfer our culture from one generation to another. Grandfather teaches to father, father teaches to us, we are supposed to teach it to our children. It does not happen like grandfather is going to teach grandchildren and the father's generation that is deleted from there. That is not possible because it passes on from one generation to another, not from first to third, first to fourth. We cannot ignore any generation from this process. It continues. Another thing is that the culture, that is the thing which is dynamic, which keep on changing. It does not stop or it is not fixed. Whenever the requirement, the needs come, the culture itself changes. The society believes in changing according to the requirement. If it is not changed, then slowly what will happen? The culture will not be followed by the people. They will have their own culture. So the best way to keep the culture alive is to keep on changing according to the requirement of the people, according to the requirement of the new generation. Otherwise, the new generation will not follow it. Right? After this, now we will come to the process. The process of socialization, how the process goes on. We have the stages. Number 1, oral stage. Number 2, anal stage. Number 3, latency stage. And number 4, we have adult stage. Oral stage, number 1, number 2, anal stage, number 3, latency stage, and number 4, we have adult stage. How it goes on? From 0 to 1 year, from 1 to 4 years, from 4 to 13 or 14 years, or from 14 years to like 21 years. First stage, oral stage, means when the child takes birth, the child itself has some knowledge about the society. He already have some preconcepts in his mind. But after that, when the child takes birth till the first year, he starts getting socialized. Mother is the first one whom he is going to get socialized. After that, he is learning about the other family members, father, grandparents, other family members, brothers, sisters, cousins. That happens in the first year of the child, when he is going to get socialized with the very close relatives, very close family members. After that, the second stage starts, that is the anal stage. Anal stage is from the age 1 to age 4. Age 1 is the age when the child is going to be to outside, out of the home. The people, the children, they are taking the child out of the home and the child is getting familiar with the neighbors. This age also has the age of preschool, 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, nursery age, when the child is going to preschools or to nursery schools. The time when the child is getting familiar with the teachers, with the mates, as well as with the new classmates. The children, those who are coming from another localities, another families. The age group when the child is learning most of the things in his life. How to survive, how to live. Third stage is the latency stage from the age 4 to 13, 14 years. This is the age when the child is learning most of the things of life. The new things he is getting familiar, you can call it mobile, TV, cars, bikes, and so on. Getting familiar with the new subjects, science, mathematics, EVS, the languages, and so on. The next stage, adult stage, are at the age of 13, 14 years till 20, 21 years. This is the age when the child is going to become mature in all the works, whatever the child is doing. In education, in the profession, in the family, in the relations, the child is going to become mature from all the directions so that he can take the responsibilities of the family. You may have seen the children, those who lose their parents, the father especially, they keep on taking the responsibility at this age, at the age of 14, 15 and after that. The age when the child is not a child now. He is moving towards adulthood. Right? These are the 4 stages of getting socialization. How the child getting socialized. Right? Now, factors of socialization, the factors which are responsible for socialization. The first one we have imitation. The second one we have language. The third one we have is suggestions. And the fourth one we have identifications. These are the 4 factors which are responsible for socialization. See, number 1, imitation. What is imitation? When the child takes birth, the child keeps on imitating. Imitating means following others. Maybe elder brothers, sisters, maybe somebody else. You may have seen the child like eating something, trying to eat something, trying to wear the shoes of elders in the family. How the child imitates, copy others. The child thinks that I am also adult. If my father can do, if my mother can do these things, I can also do. The ways how the child is performing the factors, the socialization. He is learning something about it and going to get socialized very soon. The second is language. The child, when he takes birth, soon after he starts muttering some sounds, meh, peh, something like that, which are only the syllables, not a word. But how much time it continues? Very soon the child learns the language, whatever language you call it, English, Hindi or some regional language, whatever language is used in the family, the child listens, the child grasps that and starts speaking the same. It is not the requirement that I am doing this, I am speaking English, the child is learning Hindi. No. Whatever language the child listens, the same language is followed by the child. Third is suggestion. Suggestion means when the child grows, the people keep on suggesting. If the child is speaking wrong, the elder people suggest him, no beta, this is wrong, this is the right thing, you speak like this. The word, this is the word, this is the pronunciation of that word. The people keep on suggesting the child and child grasps that equally at the same time to make him better. The fourth is identification. The child starts identify the people as well as the objects. The people in the family, those who are coming, like especially the few people are living in the family always. But few are the relatives, the guests, those who visit at regular intervals, not living in the home permanently. So the people, those who are visiting your house, the child starts identify them, because he is keeping in mind the person's face and the talks, and he relates whenever the person visits again, and it becomes the identification of the child to be socialized. Oh yeah, I saw the person that place. Yeah, he came to our house earlier also. One day when he brought me chocolate, right? The things which child remembers and keep on identifying the people. The next one we have is the phases of socialization. Again, we have three phases. Primary phase, the phases of socialization are divided again into three parts. The primary stage, primary phase, the secondary phase, and the adult phase. Primary phase is the phase when the child from birth to till the age of 5-10 years, it learns. Because during that time, the child is getting familiar, getting socialized with the people, those who are coming in his contact only. He does not go anywhere specially. Whenever he is going to school, he is going to play, or he is going to live in the family. That is the only limit of the child. So child gets familiar, gets socialized with these people only. The secondary stage, secondary phase, that is the one when the child keeps on going out from the age of 10 years till 20 years. I am giving the major estimate of the years. This is the age from 10 to 20 when the child is trying to grow, trying to get the responsibility of the family, trying to discover the roads and routes, trying to discover the new people, trying to make a choice of the people, whom I should have friend and whom I should not, who is good, who is bad. When the child is going to buy something, maybe dress for himself, maybe books, stationery items, and so on. The child is getting socialized during this age. The number 3 is the adult phase that continues from the age 20 till lifelong. This is the age when the person is not a child, he has become adult. He is working for a job, business, social responsibilities. That continues, and it continues till the person survives. It is a lifelong phase. It does not stop at any other stage, at any age. No, it continues from 20 years, 19 years, 21 years to lifelong, till the person is going to survive, person is going to live. Because this is the one where the child, the person is getting married, having children, having the responsibility of parents, having the responsibility of society, and becoming alert for the social expectations. What the society expects from you, that is also the responsibility of the child. In the previous two stages, the phases, the society does not expect much. But whenever you are becoming an adult, expectations of society, they are going to become bigger, deeper. And you cannot deny that. You have to perform that. So this is the one which continues throughout the life, right? So this is a very small chapter from our first book. Hope we have done it, and it will help you to understand the things better, right? Watch it, enjoy it, and learn it. Thank you very much.